Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, like always, I would like to say, call halayim, like Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakach Wadash. That is to give all praises to the one you call God in his Hebrew name, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, who you call Jesus Christ, through his Hebrew name, Yahweh Shah, through the Holy Spirit. Also, like to give double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, the minute I learned the truth from. And I would like to say, Shalom, wa Barakim, Labakayim, Shah Yasha, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, sincerely waiting and enduring until the return of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach to deliver us out of this last captivity. I'm going to title this video, Undeniable Proof for the Paleo Hebrew, because us here at Great Millstone, we believe that the Paleo Hebrew is the ancient language, the true ancient pure language, the Lashon Kodash that our forefathers spoke, the Hebrew Israelites, the biblical Hebrew Israelites, and we believe that we have that language and we've been brought back to the true language, okay? And everything that we believe is by faith. So before I pull up, the artifacts and what's been dug up and found to back up the Paleo Hebrew that we speak today, everything that we believe is by faith. The fact that we say we're Hebrew Israelites is by faith, even though we can prove it through the curses in Deuteronomy and through prophecies and numerous scriptures in the Bible, and that we fit, the prophecies and the curses of the Hebrew Israelites. It's all by faith. The names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, believing upon those names and believing that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians through their father's lineage are that real biblical Hebrew Israelites. It's all by faith. But we can prove it and we know it, but it's by faith. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So we're hoping that these things to be true. And we know they are true because we have faith. We believe in it. It's the evidence of things not seen. So we don't have to see these artifacts to believe. You shouldn't have to, see artifacts to believe. Okay, you should just believe because the Spirit revealed it unto you. That's what faith is for. But what I'm about to show is undeniable proof. You can't refute it. You can't dispute it. And if you do, you're just being a demon. Okay. Let me get one more scripture real fast. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and I'm going to read verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent. So the Lord said he was going to turn to his people a pure language. And you have other Israelite camps that don't think we have the pure language, or you have other Israelites who know they're Hebrew Israelites, but don't believe that the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, is the ancient tongue. Or they might believe that we're going to get a new language in the kingdom. No, the Lord has already given us his language, man. And he's revealed it to us. When we woke up to us being Hebrew Israelites, he revealed us his language. How else do you have a Hebrew name? How else are you able to call on his name and his son's name if he didn't give you the language? The scriptures tell you that everyone that should call on the name of the Lord shall be saved in that day. Okay, you gotta know the names, man. All right. So let me go ahead and pull up some of this undeniable proof. I'm gonna start with the seals of Isaiah and King Hezekiah that were discovered. Okay, and this is an article that was written June 12, 2018, very recent. And as you can see, these seals of Hezekiah, King Hezekiah, and Isaiah the prophet, which is Yeshaya in the Hebrew, that's Paleo Hebrew, clear as day. Okay. And while I'm showing you these artifacts, I mean, because for the scoffers, they'll be like, well, that could be fake. Majority of the people on this earth don't even know anything about the Paleo Hebrew. So for them to make this fake, or make any, they can make replicas of the artifacts that they found, but to go out of their way to make the Paleo Hebrew, make it up, it wouldn't benefit them or benefit anybody that's trying to deceive someone, because the majority of the people on earth don't even know anything about the Paleo Hebrew. So this is how we know this is the true language and that we have it. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that were once calling yourselves niggas and hanging on the corner and coming out the hoods and the ghettos. Now you have this language here. I mean, that's a miracle in itself. But I'm gonna read a little bit of this. It says, as recounted in the Bible, the prophet Isaiah served as counsel to the Judite King Hezekiah including during the critical period in which the Assyrian king Sennacherib waged war against Judah. It therefore seems fortuitous that the bulla of King Hezekiah was located near that of Isaiah's in the Ophel excavations, decorated with a winged sun disk flanked by Ankh symbols and containing a Hebrew inscription that reads, belonging to Hezekiah, son of Ahaz, king of Judah. Hezekiah's bulla was from the Ophel, represented the first time the king's seal impression was found in an archaeological excavation. Other examples have been known from the antiquities market. So they're letting you know that they basically got lucky, to find this, but they were shocked to find, to actually find King Hezekiah and the prophet Isaiah seals near each other, because the prophet Isaiah was in the time of King Hezekiah. So that proves that the scriptures is true. And it also proves once again that the Paleo Hebrew that we have is true. Let me go to another one. Now, this is the Tel Dan still. I'm going to read about it first, and then I'm going to pull up an image, a clearer image of it. It says, the Tel Dan stele is a fragmentary stele discovered in 1993 in Tel Dan by Gila Cook, a member of an archaeological team led by Abraham Baran. The pieces have been used to construct an ancient stone wall that survived into modern times. The stele is in several pieces and contains several lines of Aramaic closely related to Hebrew and historically a common language among Jews. That's the Paleo. The surviving inscription, which dates to the 9th century BCE, details that an individual killed Jehoram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, and the king of House of David. These writings corroborate passages from the Bible, and the second book of Kings mentions that Jeroham, also Jerome, is the son of a Jewish king Ahab by his Phoenician wife Jezebel. Applying a biblical viewpoint to the inscription, the likely candidate for having erected the stele is Hazael, an Aramean king whose language would have been Aramaic, who is mentioned in second book of Kings as having conquered the land of Israel, though he was unable to take Jerusalem. The stele is currently on display at the Israel Museum. Yeah, so even you really can't see it right here at the bottom. You can see it in white, but that's clearly Paleo Hebrew. But I'm gonna pull up a better image, and they have this in the Israel Museum. So in that land, in the land of Israel today, where them fake Jews are residing, they have a lot of our artifacts that they look at. Till then, still. Let's go to images. And as you can see, clear as day, that is the Paleo Hebrew that us brothers, us so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, through our father's lineage that have come out of this world. We have this ancient language today in the year 2019 going into 2020. And they said this dates back to the 9th century. The Tel Dan stele. So just look at that. That's amazing. Okay. Let me see something. And that's a white version of it to make it clearer what's on the stone. But yeah, man, the Tel Dan stele is another one. Okay, so I'm gonna go to another one. Like I said, I'm just gonna go through these. Okay, I'm just gonna go through these. This is the Siloam Tunnel, also known as Hezekiah's Tunnel, is a water tunnel that was carved beneath the city of David, located in the Palestinian neighborhood of Sivan in eastern Jerusalem in ancient times. Its popular name due to the most common hypothesis that it dates from the reign of Hezekiah of Judah, late 8th and early 7th century BC, and corresponds to the waterworks mentioned in 2 Kings 20:20 in the Hebrew Bible. According to the Bible, King Hezekiah prepared Jerusalem for an impending siege by the Assyrians by blocking the source of waters of the upper Gihon and leading them straight down on the west to the city of David. Support for dating to Hezekiah's period is derived from the biblical text that describes construction of a tunnel. Yeah, he built a tunnel, we know that. An underground water tunnel. So Let's continue reading. And two radiocarbon dates of organic matter contained in the original plastering. However, the dates were challenged in 2011 by new excavations that suggested an earlier origin in the late 19th or early 18th century BC, which would coincide with the artifact that we just seen. But I'm going to get some images for this. And as you can see, this is the tunnel that that he built, which is still residing there today. But bear with me 1 second because there was an actual I believe there was an artifact that was found there too. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna leave the screen. Okay. Um. So back at Hezekiah's tunnel, this is the tunnel. Okay, that they found, and inside the tunnel they found an inscription which is still there to this day, and it says in the tunnel, "You are standing at the place where the Shiloh inscription written approximately 2,700 years ago during the reign of King Hezekiah was discovered." And as you pull it up closely, you can clearly see that that is Paleo Hebrew in the tunnel, inscribed on the tunnel, inside the tunnel to this day. Let me pull up another closer image. Look at this. That is as clear as day, Paleo Hebrew. And that's still in the tunnel. All this is not only proving that the language is true, but that the Bible is true, because that tunnel is still there. It says the Elohim inscription is a passage of inscribed text found in Hezekiah's tunnel. It is among the oldest extant records of its kind written in Hebrew using the Paleo Hebrew alphabet, and its association with the tunnel provides evidence for the ancient biblical narrative. So there you have it. You know, I'm going to go to now the house of Yahweh Ostracon, but first I'm going to read on it. It says, the house of, which they call it the house of Yahweh, but the Most High's name is Yahweh. Okay, it's not Yahweh. It says the house of Yahweh Ostracon is the name sometimes given to Ostracon 18, a pottery sherd dated to the 6th century BCE, found with the collection of other ostraca in the excavation of Tel Arad. And the inscription reads, which I'm going to pull up the actual image of the ostraca, but it says, "To my Lord Eliashib, may Yahweh inquire after your well-being, and now give you to Shemaryahu a measure of flour, and to the Kerosite you will give a measure of flour. And concerning the matter about which you commanded me, it is well. He is staying in the house of Yahweh." Okay. It says more than 100 ancient ostraca with Paleo Hebrew inscriptions were found on the same spot, as well as the Israelite temple destroyed in 8th century BCE. So they found 100 other ancient ostraca with Paleo Hebrew writings on it. So all this is proving that the Paleo Hebrew is the ancient true biblical language of the Hebrew Israelites. So we have the right language. And as you can clearly see, this is what they call the house of Yahweh Ostraca. And we read what's on it. As you can clearly see, it's Paleo Hebrew there, man. I mean, you can't deny that unless you're just a demon. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. You know? And this is the images of the silver scroll amulets known as Katif Hinnom that was found at Katif Hinnom. And as you can see, they're very delicate when they unrolled them. As you can see, it looked like pieces came off right here at the bottom, which proves that these are real artifacts, man. Look how delicate it is, But they did a good job of preserving it, what the Most High did, anyways. And as you can see, the Paleo Hebrew, they made it clear in the white for you to see, you know. So this is straight undeniable proof that the language that we call the Lashawan Kodash, the Paleo Hebrew, is our ancient tongue, and is the pure language that was given back to us through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. That's why we have Hebrew names. That's why we're able to have Hebrew names. You can't be a Hebrew Israelite and not have a Hebrew name or know some Hebrew or know your power, your God's name in Hebrew. You got to know His name, and His name is in Hebrew. So we got to have the pure language, man. But yeah, man, this is undeniable proof that the Paleo Hebrew is true. So I hope D-Leg was edified. Till next time, I say shalom.